Hey everyone, welcome to the Everyday Human Podcast. My name is Easton Taverna. Each day I'll share a reflection written by me and inspired by literature, poetry, music, movies, video games, and more. And after that, I'll share a prompt for you to write your own reflection. Together, we'll explore what it means to be human. Every month, we'll walk a new path, taking a look at life, death, the universe, and everything in between. Thanks for coming along. I'm glad you're here. For more, visit eastontaverna.com or join me on Instagram at _everydayhuman. Hello everyone, it's February 1st, the start of a new month. So in case you're new here or missed episode 0, I'll just share again quickly. Each month moves us into a new theme. January was on existence, February is on life, March is on death, April is on nature, and on and on and on until we get through the whole year. So this month, each quote and reflection will have something to do with life in one way, shape, or form. We'll look at anything from how we spend our time here, to what dreams we have and how we pursue them, to how we can use our unique powers, traits, and abilities to help others. And to kick off the new month, we are starting with a quote from Seneca's essay on the shortness of life. And Seneca was a Stoic philosopher of ancient Rome. In life, he was an advisor to Nero. He often tried to rein in the mad emperor, but eventually Nero believed Seneca was a part of a plot to overthrow and kill him, and then forced the philosopher to commit suicide. And I won't get into the details here, but his death was anything but quick and painless. Seneca remains to this day an influential Stoic philosopher whose works are filled with wisdom and advice that is just as relevant today as it was in ancient Rome. So do explore his work if you are unfamiliar with it. I highly recommend it. And now we will get to the quote from Seneca's essay on the shortness of life. Life is long if you know how to use it. It goes like this. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were all well invested. But when it is wasted in heedless luxury and spent on no good activity, we are forced at last by death's final constraint to realize that it has passed away before we knew it was passing. So it is. We are not given a short life, but we make it short, and we are not ill-supplied, but wasteful of it. And here is my reflection based on that quote. You are ripped from the dream world of your sleep by your alarm clock. You open your eyes, and without even thinking about it, your muscle memory kicks in, and you reach for your phone. You open your social media app of choice, and your eyes flick to your notifications to see if anyone's liked your latest post or reel. You move on to scrolling, and maybe after about 30 seconds to a minute into your waking day, your mind is flooded with influencers' opinions to the state of the world, mostly the horrible things that are happening because the algorithm demands it. And then after a bit of this, you drag yourself out of bed and into the shower or toward the coffee machine. On your way to work, you listen to a podcast or music, anything to break the silence. And then you work. Check your phone, check the news, check the scores, repeat until it's time to go home. Then you probably check your phone some more, make dinner, maybe have a drink or two, and watch your streaming service of choice for way too long until you realize it's time to go to sleep and do it all over again tomorrow. If this sounds like any days that you've lived, that's totally fine. There is no judgment here. For a while, I've lived plenty of days like this myself. And if this doesn't sound a thing like your day, then good for you. Keep up the good work. Either way, I think we can all agree that much, if not all, of this hypothetical day seems like wasted time. Now, there's not much we can do about our job sometimes, but there's plenty of time in the day that we can control, and that's the point. The practice of keeping a time journal might seem a bit wild, to document how you're spending your time each day from the moment you open your eyes to the moment you shut them again might seem a bit extreme, a bit scary. Like maybe it's been a while since you've looked in the mirror and you're afraid to see what'll be looking back when you finally do. But give it a try, and only for a week or so. Doing this every day for the rest of your life would become a waste of time in itself. But it's a great way to get a sense of how much time you're actually wasting versus using to take steps toward realizing your dreams and goals and living a fulfilling life. You're bound to find areas for improvement. And when these pop up, do some careful reflection. Try and get to the bottom of why you're doing these things. And ask yourself what sort of value they're actually adding to your life. Chances are, most will be habits or impulses driving you in a certain direction, like a border collie herding sheep. Maybe instead of looking at your phone in the morning, try journaling or doing a quick exercise, or reading a few pages of a novel, biography, or a collection of poetry. And instead of watching TV every night, read a book or start writing one of your own. Create some art. Learn how to play the guitar. Put your passivity aside and get active in your own life. It's up to you to decide what's wasted time and what's not. But I think you probably already know the answer to that. And there ends today's reflection. And before we get to the reflection question, I would just like to clarify something. Again, this is not meant to be judgment or an attack on anyone. Much of this book was written as advice to myself. Looking back and looking even today, there are many ways that I waste time in my life. I think everyone does. And this is also not to say that every moment of every day must be productive. Absolutely not. I fully reject that idea, this idea of hustle culture, and that if you're not producing something, you're wasting your time. I don't believe that for 1 second. There is so much value in stillness, in doing nothing, and in boredom even. And it is good and healthy to unwind and unplug from the worries and anxieties and fears of the world and just lose yourself in, a show you like or a video game you like or a book you like. I play about a half an hour of a video game, usually every night if time allows, and then I'll try and read for about another half an hour before bed. The idea of this reflection today is that we do a lot of things that, yes, are not productive, but also are not conducive to bettering ourselves or living as well as we could. Endlessly scrolling and looking at all of the failures of humanity, for half an hour to an hour at a time, or impulsively picking up your phone and opening an app and then closing that app and opening another one and going through a loop or a cycle like that. These types of things that can be trimmed away from our lives and we'd be better for it. That's the kind of thing I'm trying to get at here. And it's different for everyone. Nobody lives the same. I don't expect everyone to. That would be a weird and boring and probably horrible world. So look at your own life. Look at the ways you're spending your time. And just consider, what are you doing that is worthwhile? And what are you doing that's not? That's really the simple question here. And speaking of questions, here's your reflection question that you can write your thoughts down in your journal or on your napkins or just think about in general. Ask yourself this. What habits or impulses are wasting my time? What can I replace them with that will add value? And that is it for today, the start of February. Tomorrow is February 2nd, and I'll be back with another reflection. Thanks for coming to The Everyday Human. Hope you have a good one, and take care.